What made you come into this music profession?
Well,
close for the sound.
It was kind of an accident, honestly. Not an accident, but it was a surprise to me. When I moved to Portland about 15 years ago, I started playing with a band and called Misty River, and we just had such a good time and loved it so much, and we had a pretty good reception that we started playing more and more, and then eventually we were playing full time. I have a degree in biology, so I wasn't planning to be a musician.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I really love what I do. I feel really lucky that I get to do this professionally.
Oh, cool.
So let's let Holly ask the next question. Why don't you slide up a couple inches there, Holly?
Where did you come from before Portland?
Where did I come from before Portland?
Yeah.
I grew up in Oklahoma. Yeah, in a town called Bartlesville, which is in northeast Oklahoma. And then I was in California for a while, and so I stayed on the West Coast to come up here to Portland.
Got a question,
What
Ange?
else? You've got a whole bunch of questions inside here. You want me to hand you those?
Can you read some to me?
Okay. I'll give you each the copy here, okay?
I'm sorry.
You're good with your... Okay.
Do you have a question ready?
How do you come up with your music?
How do you come up with your music?
Oh, how do I come? That's a great question. A lot of different ways.
Write it in a notebook
Do I write it in a notebook?
and then go from there.
Sometimes I come up with an idea and I write it down, and then I expand on it from there. Sometimes the whole thing will come out. I've had songs where I woke up from a dream and I wrote the whole thing out.
Whoa.
And I can't say songs. I've had one song happen that way. And sometimes it's my own experience and I want to write about my experience. And sometimes I've read a book or a poem and I take one of those characters just as an exercise and I write from their perspective.
Oh, cool.
And that's kind of fun too. Yeah.
Here's your other questions here.
Should need a little help with the reading, Todd.
Any help?
Oh, you need help reading?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go. How about, and I want you to ask the question, but what's the song that she's written that means the most to her?
What's the song that means the most to you?
Probably it's a song that I'm going to play tonight, I think, and it's called Finding the Edge. And that was a song that I wrote when I was at a music festival in Texas.
Oh, cool.
And I was at this festival with a lot of friends, but there were a lot of really, really wonderful writers there. And it kind of made me question whether I was good enough to be writing and whether I should really do this. But all my friends were there telling me that it was okay, that that's what I should be doing. And so that made me feel really good. So I wrote this song kind of saying back to them what they had told me.
So cool.
Yeah.
So like saying thank you kind of thing?
Exactly.
So Holly, do you have...
Sorry about the table.
No, it's the nature of setting up a show, right?
How do you get past questioning yourself?
How did you get past questioning yourself? Is that right?
Wow. How did I get past questioning myself? You guys have hard questions. That's great. You've thought about this. I think I got past questioning myself by trying my very hardest to be honest when I write a song. Because I teach writing classes too. I teach songwriting classes, and I really believe that if you can be totally honest and say something from your perspective, that it's going to be compelling to other people.
Yeah.
because everybody has their own perspective, right? And it's
Yeah.
fascinating to hear what other people have to say,
Yeah.
and to really hear what their experience is. And so I tried to just write as honestly as I could, and so that helps me feel like my songs are worth hearing.
Yeah. I went on the internet and listened to two of your songs, and I liked them.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, and Holly's a very good writer. She's been published as part of Write Around Portland. Are you familiar with that program?
Yeah, on the TriNet with the poems. Is that the one?
No, Write Around Portland is for people with disabilities and people that have faced other challenges in life, and they kind of they. Well, Holly, why don't you know it even better than I do? So.
I publish a book like every 2 months to the public, and you meet everyone and you writing, you do writing, exercises, and at the end of it, like 2 months, you pick your favorite piece, get published in a book.
Wow, that's really neat.
It's an anthology of everybody's writing.
That's so neat. Wow. Do you write poems or do you write essays? What kinds of things do you write? What do you, everything? Songs?
I'm starting to, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
What about, either one of you can ask this, what your life is like in Oklahoma, what your family life is like growing up?
What's your family like? How did you grow up?
I grew up with my mom and dad, and I have an older brother who's about 2 years older than me. And all of my family are scientists, and my dad's a chemist, and my mom was a chemist, although she worked in the school system. And my brother is really into math and computer programming.
Yeah.
And I rode horses.
Oh,
I
wow.
rode horses. And, but I also played violin growing up, and my brother did too. And I think one thing I really love is singing harmony. And Lincoln and I are going to do some of that tonight. That's one of my favorite things. And I think it's partly because my brother and I grew up playing violin duets together. So we would play harmonies together. So, yeah.
Do you have any kids?
I don't have any kids.
No.
No.
Too busy traveling, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now.
So,
Where do you travel to?
Where do I travel to? Let's see. This year I traveled to Texas and up to the Northeast. So we were in New York and played in Pennsylvania and Vermont. Played in Ohio and Indiana and Illinois and Wisconsin and Minnesota. And I also got to go to Ireland this year, which was really, really fun. I had never been to Ireland before.
Oh,
So.
cool.
Yeah.
My mom wants to go there.
She does.
Sonic perk up there.
It's really fun. It's really beautiful and wonderful music. Really
Oh,
great.
cool. You want to ever play music on the voice?
I'm sorry, can you say?
Do you go there to play music, or did you go there to play music?
I did get to play some music, but mostly I went as a kind of a host for a tour. So people who have been to my concerts and like my music, they signed up to go on this tour of Ireland, and I went too. And so we got to listen to music, but also play music while I was there. Yeah, but I wasn't doing concerts. I wasn't really touring in Ireland in the traditional sense of that word. So I got to kind of vacation, which was even better. So.
that relates to one of your questions here, whoever wants to ask about the most memorable place you've ever played.
What's the most memorable? Where's the most memorable place you played?
Well, can I say two?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
One place that I got to play with my band is China. We went to China and played at a music festival there, and that was very memorable, obviously, because we went so far and it was really interesting culturally. And the second one is I played at a biker bar in Topeka, Kansas.
Wow.
And my band pulled up out front and there were all these Harleys lined up. And I had lined up this gig without knowing quite where we were playing. And we were a little scared to go in there, but it ended up that everybody there was really, really nice to us. And we made a lot of friends that night. And so that was really a surprise and very memorable. But fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Those are two very different places.
Very
there.
different.
So you can't think, I thought you were just local.
She thought you were just local, but it sounds like you're not just local, right?
Yeah. I get to travel some. I like to stay closer to home. I mean, I love to travel, but it's nice to stay home because my parents live in Portland. My friends are here, and I'm kind of a homebody, even though I travel a lot for work.
Okay, we got a few more questions here. You got, and Holly, I know you come up with a lot of questions on your own. Do you have a question that we want to ask?
No.
Okay. Well, what about if you could go anywhere in the world? Where's one of your goals to collect?
Where are you going to play in the future?
Let's see. One of my goals. I would love to play. I would love to play on Hillary Home Companion. It's a radio show. Yeah.
Oh,
I would love to play on that.
oh, cool.
I would love to play on Austin City Limits too, which is a television show.
Speaking of that, because it's a local version of Prairie Home Companion, I think you may have been on there. Have you ever been on Livewire?
Have not.
Would you like to be?
I'd love to be.
Okay, I can get you on there.
Oh yeah?
I know Robin and Jim Brumberg and all those
Oh,
guys.
fabulous.
So I'm going to get you on there, okay?
Okay, yay. And then you can come and cover it, okay?
Yeah. Well, these are the adopted parents here. They're going to follow you around. So, I mean, you know what? Yeah, you're very familiar with Livewire, right? You know
Yeah.
what
Oh
it is?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to get you on there.
I'd love it.
That's fine.
I'd love it.
Yeah, he's full of connection.
I wonder if we should just take a short break while we're talking that night.
That might be a good idea.